raw grandma. So I'm a raw food chef, obviously a grandmother, and a mom and wife and all that good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I wanted to ask you the first questions about. Can you tell us more about your journey of raw foods and how long you have been a raw foodie and nutritionist?
Well, you're right on the journey word, because it is definitely a journey, and kind of because of that, I'm not really sure exactly when I became raw. So I checked it off on the calendar and said I'm finally here. So there's been a lot of confusion over when that happened. So I would say really the whole journey towards the raw started about 13 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just been this migration. The more I learned about health and food and the environment and how it felt, how things affected me, then I would make little changes as I went along. So, I had one article that said 2016, and then when I thought about it, I thought, no, it's been so long, and you just don't realize it.
Oh, that's so nice. All right. So I want to ask you about as I see in Instagram, your certificated nutrition chef, I think, or no, and raw nutritionist, yeah. And I wanted to ask you have you experienced any difficulties during your raw journey?
There's always difficulties, as you're experiencing new things, and we've all been raised a certain way, and those are probably some of the biggest obstacles is just getting over some of the ways that we are used to doing. So it's creating new habits. So developing the new habits is a real trick.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why it has taken a long time. I've also allowed myself to take the time to make it a lasting change.
Yeah.
Important too is that you just to be kind to yourself. It's a journey, and and if you fall off the wagon, so to speak, get right back up on and dust yourself.
All right. So you can say to people that it's more that they have to take their time to transit to the raw vegan diet. As me, for the past 2 years, I'm trying to transit to a fully raw, but it's not that easy for me to transit to fully raw vegan diet. But anyway, now I'm like 80% raw, and that for me is like a huge transition. And I want to ask you as well, because I wanted to interview someone who has kids as well, and he has experience with kids. How they are reacting on the raw vegan diet, and how they are accepting, how they see the raw vegan diet as.
Well, the children, like my grandchildren, they're not 100% raw, but they are really high raw. They've got to be between 80 and 95% raw at any given time. For them, they've been raised this way. It's their lifestyle, and they've been raised, looking at food differently, and understanding that the food is energy and it makes who you are. And so they do understand that, even the little ones. And I think the important thing too is to have the children completely involved in their food. It doesn't just show up on the table, and I know my daughter takes them out to the garden. They're fully involved in the planting and the harvesting and the preparation of the food that they consume, and it gives them a pride in what they are doing, as well as the know-how.
Yeah. And you have a garden, is it? You have your own garden, yes?
Yes,
And,
yes.
and
Now,
how long?
huh, I've had a garden off and on all of my life, but I haven't always grown it, or you know.
Yeah.
We've been using it pretty regularly over the last, years, and yeah, it's a wonderful addition. Right now, it's covered in snow, so
Yes.
having a lot of snow right now. So.
Yeah, I know in Toronto now it's so like I checked, it was like really snowing. I was like, wow. And many many raw vegans, they get like in the winter period they are mostly not fully raw for some reason. Are you now at the moment like fully raw? Are you eating like a fully raw based diet?
Every once in a while, you need a little bit of warm up, and I will heat up some peas, and I'll eat some warm peas or some hot peas, something like that. Just to comfort and warm myself up. It isn't about being 100%. It's about
Nutrition.
true to yourself, and doing your best, and there are no police out here.
Yes.
Just do your best.
Yeah. Okay. So, did you experience any detoxification effect over your journey? Because there are so many raw vegans, and the detoxification process of the body. And did you experience any detoxification effect of?
Sure. Yes. Absolutely. I've pretty much had every sort of detoxification symptom a person could have, because we're living in a toxic environment. So, sure, I've had a lot of them, just everything from not being able to leave the bathroom to, well, it's when you're cleansing, I mean, it can be an interesting business.
Yes, I had a lot as well, so I understand, but I'm trying to show to people as much as we can, so they are more aware and they are not scared of the process, and they are not like, they are not afraid to experience the detoxification process. Because there are people out there who really need the support of
it is nothing to fear, and it is everything that you have control over. So, detoxification can be anything from sniffles to a little bit of a rash, or it could be that you've got some really loose stools going on, or phlegm or something. But if you find your detoxification symptoms too strong or too much for you, then it's very easy to just back off a little bit on what you're doing, to give your body and yourself a little bit of a break. So, to do that, maybe you're going to steam up some sweet potatoes. Maybe you're going to, steam up some peas or something, and just make it a little bit easier on yourself. So, and everybody's different. Their detoxification symptoms are always different. But, really, I get excited if I have any detoxification symptoms, because just another layer. I've just gone that little bit deeper towards, being the real healthy version of myself. So it is okay.
Yeah. All right. So, did you do any fasting over your journey?
Yes.
Or, yes.
Yes, I've done a few different fasts. We've done a 100% fruit fast for, I think it was 2 weeks. We did that last year. And then just recently this past summer, we did a melon fast. And that one there was about a week. And we incorporated some herbs, so some cleansing herbs, things for the stomach and bowels, the lymphatic system, kidneys, lungs, that sort of thing. It just helps. It just helps with the fasting also, just to detoxify.
Yeah. So you using herbs as well. What kind of herbs are you using?
I use like herbal blends. I love Dr. Moore's herbal blends. I absolutely love his,
Okay.
and kind of a go-to for me. It's simple. He's put beautiful blends together, so I do use those, and I love them.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So yeah, I see that on your page, so in your bio, there is like about yoga and fitness and like how do you go no, what do you do in like a daily basis, or you just sometimes practice?
If I have the chance, I practice. I've got my yoga in my bedroom, and I will do it every day if I could. It's so good for your body.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Each
you don't find it difficult, like you don't find it difficult now, you know, you don't find it difficult to be how to explain it? You don't find it difficult like in winter time to, you know, be more active and do all of that kind of you know, activity. And because, you know, in the winter time we're more like we want to warm up and we want to be like, you know, in the bed and stuff. But I believe that sometimes it's good for us as well to take a rest and give our body rest, because I exercise, but I exercise every day, and sometimes, you know, I'm taking a rest for a day or two. But, you know, I think and I believe it's good for us to give a break as well. But how many days in a week do you think is the best for people to exercise?
I think everybody's individual. Everybody is so different.
Yeah.
And I think if you are doing a cleanser, if you are you know, having any detoxification symptoms, I don't really recommend exercising. I'd say yes, go out for a walk, get some fresh air, you know, get some sunshine. But for me, I like to exercise and move every day.
Yeah.
Now you said something very interesting. When it's cold like this, I'm not a cold weather person. I love the sunshine. I love
Yeah, of course. Yeah, me too. I know.
honest with you. I mean, I'd rather hibernate all winter long, or just, you know, or go to Florida or something and just
Yeah. Here in UK, in London, is the same. It's like such a weather, and, you know, I'm loving the sun. And anytime when we have like the frequency of the sun, I'm like, yay! There's like a little bit of sun, but it's still cold anyway. All right. Yeah, I forgot to ask you. You know, how old you are, and basically, how do you find that? Because there are outside so many people who are like, you know, being on your age, and they're not changing their diet, and, you know, they don't seek for changing their diet even or something. What, I mean, how can you, how did you do it? What makes you the change?
Okay, so first off, I'm 56.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just the desire to want the best for myself.
Yeah.
And the desire for truth and what is right. So I know that we are not supposed to be in pain, and we are not supposed to be, you know, just sitting on your couch.
Yeah.
We should be active. We have the right to be active and healthy and vibrant and all these things that you are when you're young. You have the right to that. So there is no age that's too much as far as I'm concerned, you know, to start. It's never too late to start.
Yeah.
I was raised very poor, you know. We had no great food growing up, and I the youngest of 8 children. I smoked. I did everything you could possibly imagine, you know. I between the smoking and drinking, like never, you know, terribly big drinker, but definitely big smoker.
Yeah, me too. Yes.
You can't give up on yourself because you had done that, you know, for a time. you make up your mind that I'm gonna do this for me and for my family. I actually did it more for my family. I did it, because I wanted to be with my family and not have my daughters, remember me smoking. And I might have succeeded in that. I'm not sure. They're all adults.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah, I think it's possible for anybody. It starts here and with a decision, a desire. All it starts with.
That's amazing. That's amazing that now I have someone to talk to, which, was a smoker as well and gone through, so much. And, you have the experience and you have the will and the strong, inside feeling to change and be like change.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing for me to give up. Was the first smoking was the hardest thing for me to give up, and I did that when I was 30. And then the next hardest thing for me to give up was cheese.
Oh wow.
Big time tough. And it wasn't until I had the alternative of the the cashew cheese.
Yeah.
And when I found cashew cheese and I started making it on my own, it became so easy, a no-brainer. I got this, I can do it. And so everybody's going to have their own little thing, but for me that's what it was.
Yeah, basically when I gave up cigarettes, I was eating a lot of nuts and stuff, and it wasn't like the best thing for me because I have been through so much pain, like overeating with nuts, and I don't think like that's the best thing that someone else can do, like eating so many nuts while you're giving up cigarettes. And what is your experience? How did you stop? Was it easy? Like how long did you take to stop cigarettes?
Well, I made a lot of attempts to stop before my 30th birthday. I made a lot of attempts and failed at them. But I think for me, it was my mind. You're always playing little tricks. You're always playing little games in your mind about, oh, well, I can't quit now because of this or because of that. And so I always had excuses. I always had a date in the future that, oh, but we're getting together, so I can't quit smoking because I smoke when I'm with that person, or whatever the deal was. But it wasn't until I made up my mind one day that I'm not a smoker anymore. Today, I'm no longer a smoker. I'm not going to feel great, and I'm going to allow myself to be miserable. And so I owned it, and I was miserable. For the first 3 days was super tough, and then after that, it got a little bit better. But I decided to join karate. And I changed everything that I did. That's when I gave up meat. That's when I like I said, I had joined karate, and I decided if I was giving up my best friend, that's what smoking was, that I was going to leave everything like that behind and begin completely new. And it was just, I just jumped in full bore.
That's amazing. That's a huge transformation. That is how you get to transform. I remember when I stopped from meat, then I stopped cigarettes, and I stopped smoking I stopped just like straight. I didn't want to wait, and it was so stressful for my body. I had experiences even waking up early in the morning, like 4 o'clock, and I couldn't sleep, and I had bad dreams as well. It was for every individual, when they stop smoking cigarettes, they have different detoxification, symptoms. But anyway, to stop smoking cigarettes is something that I wanted to work for a project, because there are so many people who are trying to stop smoking cigarettes, but they find it to be hard, and it is not really if you think in the beginning, the first few weeks are really hard, but then it became something it just everything flows naturally. And I don't think like depends on the person, and depends on the mind, and depends on everything. But yeah, I'm so happy that there is somebody who can share that with me as well. All right, so um what else I can ask you? Is there anything that you want to share with us? Like, because I think you have like a lot of followers as well, and you know, how do you think you have to be creative in your food? And does you being creative in cooking and doing different things keeps you more on the journey of being raw, or this is just now it's just nature of you and you don't
I think it helps to try new things, or find a recipe that you're excited to put together. So the drive and the desire to do that. The other thing is taking photos of your food, believe it or not, has been an amazing thing, because it holds you accountable for what you're eating.
Yeah.
So not just that, you end up making your food even prettier than if you were just putting your food on your plate. Now you're creating something for a photograph, and it becomes extremely eye-pleasing, and you want to eat it. You really do.
That's so cute.
Instagram has really helped me just on my own journey, because I have to be held accountable for what I'm eating.
Yeah. It is like that. Actually, it is like that. Yeah, it helps you. Like, that's intention that it's like you doing that, and that keeps you in a way being more creative. Yeah.
And the other thing is raw food is very forgiving. It's not like cooking what we knew, or baking like we knew when we grew up. Baking's difficult, and I mean you can have something like fall in on you pretty quickly in the oven and stuff like that. This here, raw food, so forgiving. It's so easy in comparison to do it. So don't be afraid of it. And I know that looking at recipes in the beginning when I was starting, they would seem daunting to me, all the different little parts and elements, and soak my nuts first, and do all this and do all that. My goodness, I don't have time to do this. Right? So being organized now, it's so easy for me. I always have nuts. They're always done. They're always dehydrated. They're ready for me. They're in my fridge in a jar. I see a recipe I want to make, bam. It's much easier. So Mom didn't teach us to organize ourselves that way. She taught us a different way. So now us to teach ourselves just new habits. Have these things on hand, and you won't be held up anymore. Pizza, 13 pizza crusts in my freezer downstairs, ready for the hankering if I want a pizza. It's so easy, and that's the way to do it. It's just be prepared, and then it's easy and it's delicious, and yeah.
So saying to people to be more organized, and that keeps them as well. Like if you have a ready food, that makes you in a way just keep on going, and that's so cool. Like for me as well, like observing myself organizing and having my food and just preparing everything from the day before or something, it's much more easier. Yeah.
Say on like this Saturday on my day off, I'm doing all pizza crust, or I'm doing all taco shells, and then but you do a lot of them, and then you freeze them. This food freezes beautifully. Just keep the air from it, and it freezes beautifully, and then you've got beautiful food.
That's amazing. Okay. What about now, what kind of job do you do, or what kind of where about Are you into detoxification and helping people transit to raw food, or?
I'm right now sort of at a I'm at a point that I'm changing. I'm in the middle of a change right now. I'm retiring from one job, and I do a tiny bit of the raw chefing on the side. I prepare like this for myself and my family and friends.
Yeah.
But I do teach a couple of small classes. So we have a few people that will come into the kitchen and we'll teach them a few things, and that's always fun, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah, but right now I'm spending a lot of time just with family because our parents are all elderly, and they are requiring my attention right now. So they're all 90.
Yeah.
So have all four still alive. So, but right now they're all really needing a lot of extra help right now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of.
Yes. All right. So, is there anything that you would love really to say to the people who are following you and giving interest in in your page and all of your recipes? Do you think to make your own book or something?
Yes, we're working on a book. That's just a time. I've got to get it together, and then I've got to learn a new trick. You know what they say about teaching the dog a new trick. So I'm learning that new trick. I've got a lot of great recipes that I want to share, and ones that I know that people will be drawn to, because the recipes that I use are recipes that they're everyday foods that we are used to.
Yes.
So I've tried to make them so that they taste as similar to what people would be looking for and whatnot. So a book will be coming. So what I want to say to people is, you can do it if you want to do it. It's just that if you desire it, then you can do it. And it's just one day at a time, one meal at a time. Be kind to yourself, and it's if you, like I said, if you fall off the wagon, so to speak, it's okay. It's just get back on, and don't be mad at yourself. Just do it. It's all right. Make it fun.
Yeah. I forgot to ask you, there are different things about organic food now, all the topics about organic food and how we actually, do you froze any of your fruits and stuff from your garden, if you have any left from, the summer and stuff? Do you froze your, if you have any fruits, do you froze them for the winter time, or?
I'm wondering if we ate them all.
And how about the organic food? Do you eat fully organic, or you're you're not like half organic? You can't say half organic, but just using as many as you can organic food.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, definitely go for the organic food. Especially today, just to avoid all of the toxicity, and get as much value out of the food as possible. We are fortunate, even though it's snowing out here. I have an organic farmer, the largest one in Canada, is not far from me, and I get organic vegetables and some fruit all year round from them. And if you can source somebody out in this world today, it is getting better because the word is out. People are wanting organic. People are wanting to feel healthy and fix themselves. So the availability,
yes,
right, yes, and so the availability of these foods are out there. Even Costco. You have Costco in the UK, yes?
Costco?
Yes.
No, I
okay.
don't think so.
Big, huge, like a box store with foods and everything, but it's huge here in North America. And they have gone a lot organic, so they're now bringing in, and so us here in North America, including Canada, obviously, we can have year-round organic blueberries and strawberries and raspberries. They're frozen, but they're there. And
actually, the frozen fruits are like, I hear that the frozen fruits are even better. Like, you know, when you frozen, because they're picked, wild picked, and they're just right away frozen. So they have more nutrition and, you know, stuff.
Yes, when they're picked, they're ripe picked. So, and because of that, that means that they're not ripening on their way. So that's not naturally ripened. So frozen fruit is better frozen fruit is better for you that way. They don't lose their enzymes, so they do remain alive.
Yeah.
But they do lose vitamin C content and stuff like that. So it does drop down. But I mean, that's not the biggest deal in the world. So you know, so yeah, it's wonderful if you can get frozen.
Yeah, we have like Whole Foods here, and you can get from there like most of the frozen organic stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a wonderful store as well for being able to access that. Just make sure that it is exactly like.
Yeah.
I know that they do carry both, right? So but at least this way too, you're avoiding the GMOs, and you know GMOs are a big deal.
Yes, definitely. I don't know how even that being created on this planet. I mean, it's like, how did that even happen? With what intention did you create the GMOs? But you know, it's what it is. You can't change it, but you can just change it yourself, and then you know everything's gonna change around. So
it starts with yourself, and then you know it just blossoms. It just gets bigger. I mean, we're at the tipping point. It's so wonderful that there's so many people now that are aware and are, you know, purchasing food. So you're making a vote with each purchase, right?
Definitely. All right. Okay. So it was the I don't know. Maybe if you're busy now, I'm really like happy to, you know, end the conversation. It was really nice to talk to you, and these are the questions that I wanted, you know, to ask you, and you know, just simple conversation, and you know, get to meet you, and maybe for future we can do something else together as well, and you know, show some recipes, like live recipes, and do some interesting stuff. That's gonna be amazing, and you know, it's amazing to have you as a guest today on my podcast, and so thank you for joining me and for sharing anything here, and that's amazing. If you have anything else to say, you can say, you know. And is there anything else that you can say to people?
I want to say first, thank you for having me on your podcast. Now I learned how to do something new. This is also
how you can do podcasts and how you can, you know, share information and do different stuff. Yes.
And so thank you very much. I want to say, you know, I love you guys, everybody. You know,
all right.
We're all here for each other, and you know, if I can help out, just reach out and I'll do what I can.
Yes, of course. I'm gonna add your as well. I'm gonna add your Instagram in the bio, so people, you know, can contact you for anything. Oh, you have a dog. That's so sweet.
He's my Dalmatian.
It just came here. Oh, that's so cute. Thanks for joining us. The dog is well. All right, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now I'm gonna
All right, sweetie. Take care.
You too.